It is my pleasure here tonight to honor and introduce to you the recipient of the 2011 FRLA Restaurateur Hall of Fame Award to Bonefish+Grill. Founded in 2000 by Tim Curci and Chris Parker. The idea was born on a fishing boat when both men were fishing for bonefish. Tim has worked in restaurants since he was 15. John Parker jumped on board to help Tim and Chris take their idea to the next level. There's now more than 150 bonefish restaurants. And I have to say that, you know, they get it right every time. Sound, lighting, temperature, great food, good service, and it's the most consistent restaurant chain I think that I get to frequent. Of course, Dave, you just moved in town, right? But Bonefish, these guys are great, and take a look at this video.
I was born in Miami, and we moved up to Tampa, and I've been fishing much of my life, and there's nothing better than having a day on the water and celebrating life with your friends out on the water, and catching a wide variety of great fish out there, and then being able to come back to your house and cook them up with friends and get to enjoy eating them as well. I've always had a passion for cooking. Probably started from just being hungry, and everybody was sleeping and I'm stirring around in the kitchen downstairs. But I started working in restaurants when I was around 15. Like most people in the restaurant business, started on the dish station. Then slowly you start working your way to being able to work stations, and the next thing you know, you're working a saute station on a busy night, and you're working a wood-burning grill on a busy night, and you're a young kid and you're serving 500 to 1,000 people. It's very exciting, and time goes by really quick, and the next thing you know, 8-10 hours have elapsed, and you're tired, and you go home and you go to bed and you get up and you do it all over again, and you're constantly thinking about different things you would do with the food, and just gets in you, and you get obsessed with always thinking about what's the next great thing that people are going to love. Seafood's so exciting because there's so many different things out there. It's never ending. When you get stuck with a concept that it's a steakhouse or Mexican food, it seems like you're pinned into a hole. With seafood, it's endless. There's always something new and exciting out there to discover, and bring it back to the restaurant and find a way to cook it and bring it out to the table. And I got to build a restaurant from the ground up as an owner at a young age, and just lucky to be involved with some great guys that were very passionate as well. And before that, I went to culinary school. I went to the CIA. So I've had a lot of great training before we led up to Bonefish+Grill, and a timeless, wood floors, hand-blown glass lamps, granite, natural earth tones, and tasteful art, and then have just the main core menu was great fish, great fresh fish from the oceans. We had great fish partners. We knew that we could get fresh fish delivered to the restaurant that was going to get it out to the table and blow people's minds. We've done a lot of subtle things over the last few years to keep it fresh and keep it relevant and keep it exciting. The menu's constantly being challenged to make sure that we've got things that are current for today and that the guests want. I mean, we have fish and chips on the menu now that are just incredible. And 5 years ago, I didn't think fish and chips were important for Bonefish, but it's not this fast food thing. It's a real relevant thing to people that like seafood. So we brought it in, and it's done great. The people are the key ingredient. I mean, without passionate people, we call our people anglers, because an angler is a passionate fisherman that isn't just a fisherman, he's an angler. He really has a passion for fishing, and our people have that passion. They really are excited to go out and tell the guest the exciting things that we're going to bring to their table today. And I think Bonefish+Grill is one of the few places that can be trusted to deliver an incredible piece of fish to some of these little nooks and crannies of our country now, and it really is a great piece of fish when it comes out, and the passion that goes into that.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Cooper, Bonefish.
Thank you, Bruce. I was talking to Carol, who I haven't seen in probably almost 15 years, long time. And before I go into my prepared remarks, I just wanted to say a couple things about this association. I used to be much more involved many years ago, probably about 15 years ago. and it's great to be back and to see Carol, who I haven't seen in a long time, and to see everybody who has represented this industry so well. And it's an honor to be here, so I just want you to know that. And I really appreciate everything that this association has done since I have kind of backed away from it for probably too many years, I have to admit. So, so Dave, I don't know you. Where are you, Dave? Over there. But I want to meet you afterwards. Congratulations to you, and thank you for your service. I really appreciate it. And all our people from Bonefish+Grill do as well in OSI. And Bruce, good luck to you. Really appreciate it. And Carol, thank you for being around after all these years. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. So, while I was in college, 37 some odd years ago, I applied as a busboy at Steak and Ale in the early 70s in Tampa. It was the first one in West Central Florida. Little did I know, it was not only one of the first successful casual dining chain restaurants in the country, but it was an incubator for some of the most influential and talented people in the industry. Working at Steak and Ale, I watched the grueling hours the managers worked, some 12 to 14 hours, 6 days a week, giving up holidays and birthdays and such, and I swore I would never give my life up to a career in the restaurant business. But heck, we were all having fun at the time, but I swore I wouldn't do it. And so tonight, this political science major, who came from a family of lawyers and judges, who swore he would never give his life up to the restaurant business, stands humbly before you, receiving an award rooted in the restaurant business that relatively few who are just as deserving will not receive. How ironic. I'm deeply honored, and I really appreciate it. So I've always been an operator at heart. Today, and from the time I started through today, and keeping my head down, competing in a tough industry, I've had the amazing fortune to be mentored by some of the industry greats, like Bob Basham, Chris Sullivan, even my wife Trudy. I think she's a great one in this industry as well. But I'm infinitely grateful to all of them. I've had the fortune to learn from some of the best and to be believed in. I was taught the importance of people, that is respect, caring, the value of sharing success with others, including our communities. I've had the pleasure to be taught that our business is ultimately about results in sales and profits. That's what it boils down to. Especially when we deliver that magic to our guests. I've been enriched by the opportunity to mentor others, to share the knowledge that others took the time to share with me. In my career, I've been gratified to receive a letter or comment from someone who said that I made a profound impact on their life. And I've felt the exhilaration of the risk and the satisfaction of a successful entrepreneurial effort. Success in this business can be elusive, yet it can be described in such simple terms. In its simplest terms, of course, it's about quality food and beverage, of course. It's about delivery of service and hospitality worth paying for. It's about quality people, giving them superb preparation, showing them respect. And the harder part is about commanding followership. That is great leadership. And easier said than done, it's about staying relevant for the long term. So I'm not telling anybody in this room anything that you don't already know. We all know what it takes to be successful in this business. I'm honored to proudly and humbly accept this acknowledgement. I would like to thank the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association for their support to our industry, always. To Tony Grappo, who some of you may or may not, most of you may not know, but some of you may know, he's my partner forever. I thank my colleagues who are here with me tonight. They are so supportive, and I appreciate them taking the time out of their busy schedules to be with me. I'd like to thank Tim Curci, the guy you just saw up on the video. He's an amazing individual. He's smart as a whip. He's a good family man. He's an incredible operator. And he's got a great perspective on every part of this industry, whether it's marketing or service in the front of the house or back of the house. He's got a great business mind. He's an incredible guy. I wish he could be here with us tonight, but he sent me in his place. He couldn't be here and asked that I accept the award on his behalf and to thank all of you for such a great acknowledgement. And I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Chris Parker, his partner, founder of Bonefish+Grill, who sadly died before his time. He was truly one of the best operators. He was amazing. Finally, I'd like to thank my wife, Trudy. She has been my advocate. She's been my stabilizer. I'd like to thank my children, Taylor and Will. They've endured family interruptions, understood me being 2 hours and sometimes up to 6 hours late getting home from when I said I'd be there. And as I said, Trudy's been my strongest ally. She's also co-founder of Outback Steakhouse. She's here tonight if you haven't met her. And Trudy, I thank you for everything. She has been a third party in my life. Really, she's been up front, but she's been the one that I sound off to and commiserate with, and she helps me get through the day, many days. But I'm very honored. I thank you all for having me here tonight. I appreciate it. I'd like to accept this award on behalf of Tim Curci, and it's been great. It's nice to be here with everybody. I really appreciate it.